Hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to continue with lab number 4. Previously we took some basic commands that gave us some useful info about the current machine, about the date and time calendar, the current user, displaying where is the current user inside the file system. We call it the working directory, and so on and so forth. So today we are going to move beyond the basic commands, and now we are going to move to managing the file system. So managing the file system, we usually start by creating some files, and then files and folders, and then we move them around. We delete them, we copy them. So these are the basics of managing files and folders, and these are common commands that everybody should be aware of who's willing to use Linux on a daily basis. So first we can start with creating new files. So I'm going to create a folder called fruits inside my current working directory, which is my home directory. So if I list all the content, these are the content. I'm going to call the command make dir, make directory, and then I'll call the directory fruits. Now if I ls again, I can see that there's a new directory called fruits here. You can name it with capital K, small case, it doesn't matter really. Now I'm going to add some files to fruits. So without even going inside the directory, we took previously the touch command, but we never explained what it does. It's basically it creates a file with any kind of extension, and it can create multiple files even for you. So for example, let's create some random fruits to add to our file. So I'm going to, for example, say touch, then mention fruits, the folder name, then mention, for example, banana.txt, which is a txt file. And then at the same time I can create another file. So fruits slash, this can be coconut, for example, .txt. I can create another file also, for example, what do we have? Apple, for example, .txt. And let's create something that doesn't belong, or for now let's create these files. Okay, I made a mistake with the directory name. Of course it's not /fruit, because we are currently slash basically tells it that it is at the root of the file system. Okay, it is not at the root, it is inside the current file, the current folder, which is the home directory. So we can call it this way, or if you prefer, you can use the tilde here with /fruits. Okay, so let me use it. So you'll have two examples. So I should have now 3 fruits inside my fruits folder. So if I call ls fruits, I can see, and you can see that whether we call fruits because it is relative to our current directory, or whether we call it with an absolute path, in this case we have to provide the tilde, it will create the file either way. Okay, so now I have the files with me. Let's manipulate them a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to create a new fruit that doesn't belong. Okay, so I'm going now to go inside the fruits folder actually, so I can show you the touch command, touch, and I'm going to call it cucumber.txt, for example. Okay, so right now there is something that doesn't belong, And let's create another thing, or let's leave this for later. Okay, so I want to make another directory from the current directory I'm in. So make directory actually works the same way. You can provide it with the relative path. Okay, so this is, it's like saying /home/an, okay, which is my home folder, and then I'm going to create a new folder called veggies. Okay, now if I ls/home/an, you can see there is a new folder called veggies. So I have fruits and veggies. Now remember, in fruits we have cucumber. I want to move it to veggies now, okay, because it doesn't belong here. So I can also, let me demonstrate another thing. Again, the touch command. Let me create another veggie inside the veggies folder. So I'm going to touch, then I'm going to provide the tilde again, and then slash, and then even when I type VE and I hit tab on the keyboard, it automatically completes the folder name. Now I can type the file name that I want to create, which is what? Tomato.txt. Okay, now if I ls also /home/an, for example, /veggie, you can see I have tomato there also. Let me go back one directory, clear the screen, and figure out what I want to do. Now this we didn't take until now, but let me show you that you can actually recursively display all the files and folders with ls-r. So in this case, with this command, I can tell that I have inside fruits these folders, or I can say ls-r/ or fruits and what? Veggies. Okay, and I can see the content of both file folders at the same time, so I'll be more aware. So what needs moving around? Coconut, cucumber needs to come here, and actually tomato needs to go here. Okay, so let's use the mv command. Okay, so I'm going to actually move cucumber from fruits to veggies. Okay, so move fruits, cucumber, and this is the file name that I want to move. Then I need to specify the directory where I want to move this file to, and it is actually the veggies directory. And I have access to both folders. Why? Because I'm currently in the parent folder of both folders, okay, or parent directory of both directories. So I don't have to type the full path. Okay, now move is similar to cut and paste in Microsoft Windows. Cutting and pasting, that means if I try to recursively list both content, both folders content, I can see it actually removed cucumber and put it here. Okay, so it's like similar to cut and paste. Now copying, for example, I have a command for it. So this is about moving. Okay, now if I want to copy, I can use the cp command. So copy veggies, tomato, and I want to copy it to where? Fruits. Okay, now if I recursively list both folders or directories, I can see that tomato exists in both places. Okay, perfect. So copying cp, moving mv, make directory mkdir, and creating any kind of file is what? Touch. So these are the main commands. Now since I have duplicates here, let me remove tomato from veggies actually. So we have now one command left, which is the remove command. So in order to remove a file, I can just call rm and call the file by its name, veggie/tomato. Now if I recursively list again the content of the folders, I can see that the tomato disappeared from the veggies folder. But what if I try to remove the fruits folder? Now you can see it will throw an error because it's a directory. Now in order to recursively delete the files inside the directory and then delete the directory itself, we have a nifty flag called -r recursive and F for forcing. So it doesn't need to ask me for each time, okay? So this way, if I remove fruits directory with the flag -rf, hit enter. Now if I try to ls, I can see that fruits disappeared and veggies is still here. So this is how we remove a file. So again, let me cd into veggies, ls, remove cucumber, and remember that remove actually will delete the file permanently from the system. So we have to be careful when using this command. Now ls, I can see that veggies is empty. If I cd back and try to remove -rf veggies, I can see that our veggies and fruits folder no longer exist. So these are the basic commands for manipulating the file system. I hope it was clear enough. You need to practice, make as many files and folders as you can, move them around, copy them, make use of the ls-r, and so you have a better understanding of what's happening in the file system, so you don't be blind, as they say. Okay, so again, -r, you can specify the directories which you want to see the content of them. And remember, if there is a directory inside the directory also, it will be displayed, because -r is recursive. The recursive means it will go inside, display everything. If there is a directory, it will go inside it and display everything, and so on and so forth, until it reaches the deepest directory, and then it will pull itself back. Okay, so it's a very useful command. Of course, ls, we are going to expand on it in the next chapter or next lab also. That's it for today. Thank you, and see you in the next lab.